filed under the pseudonym Jane Doe, but in this scathing denial, Sharpe's legal team calls her out by name. We won't repeat it, but they're dubbing the suit a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars.
A woman can say yes to consensual sexual relations with a man 99 times, but when she says no, even once, that no means
shakedown to me. And that's difficult for me to say as someone who does not appreciate this man whatsoever.
Nearly a year ago, Shannon Sharpe sat down with Katt Williams, Sharpe on one side of the mic, Williams on the other. Shannon had a track record of bringing Hollywood's biggest names to his podcast. Stars like John Cena, Young Miami, Steve Harvey, Terry Crews, Usher, and Tyrese Gibson. But this episode was different. It shifted everything. For the first time, someone from inside the industry spoke without filters. Katt had real things to say. He praised the show, called it a game changer, but he also issued a warning. Big moments bring big problems, he said, and he made it clear. No sugarcoating, no flattery. His words hit like lightning. No one saw it coming. It felt raw. It felt real. Then came the fallout. A woman filed a lawsuit in Nevada, alleging rape. She demanded $50 million. Just like Katt warned, the spotlight came with a cost. Shannon Sharpe was suddenly in serious trouble.
Afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. You know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. But I'm not scared of being the competition. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. They have all the assets and resources and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't. All of these shortcut takers, they canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency. I told him no, what y'all do? And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down. Behind my back, I'm nothing. I'm just a regular old comedian, but in my face, no. The king has walked in and they have to respect it only because I've not taken the shortcuts. They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about. Anytime you see them telling you something you can't believe, just understand it's a play. And it don't matter. You gonna know it's a play as soon as they get in that position and think they's gonna tell somebody something. No, you're not. No, you're not. Marvel will cancel you you won't be allowed to read a comic book. What is you talking about? Get out of here. Get out of here, ugly boy. Yeah, they love fooling the people. And it's never funny, no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are. The truth of the matter is, the Money Mike in the original script got in the bathroom. And that's what Ricky Smiley was okay with, because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
There you go, come on, Cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I say it away.
Shannon Sharpe rode a wave most can only dream of. After dominating the NFL, he stepped off the field and into the spotlight, landing on one of the biggest platforms in sports television. He didn't just talk, he mastered the craft. Then he built his own throne. From Hall of Fame tight end to the hottest host on TV, Sharpe's rise only accelerated when he joined Skip Bayless on Undisputed. That's when he realized he was meant for more, his own space, his own voice. That vision became Club Shay Shay. And just like that, everyone wanted a seat. No one dared skip his couch.
Because you don't know who he is, he played 14 seasons in the NFL with the Denver Broncos, the Baltimore Ravens. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2011. After he retired, he spent time as a sports commentator and analyst. You might remember that he co-hosted Skip and Shannon Undisputed with Skip Bayless from 2016 to 2023. Bayless and his then employer, by the way, Fox Sports, they faced their own accusations of sexual misconduct in a separate filing from earlier this year. We covered it here on Sidebar as well. Now, Sharpe is part of the sports podcast space. He hosts 2 shows, Club Shay Shay and Nightcap. In fact, You remember his interview with comedian Katt Williams in January 2024 on Club Shay Shay? That helped spark, I should say, a renewed interest in Sean Diddy Combs and his alleged bad behavior at his infamous parties. Got a lot of people talking.
Tight end Shannon Sharpe ensured that his football legacy will always be remembered when he went from the 192nd player taken in the 1990 draft to one of the most prolific receiving tight ends in NFL history.
Elway's going to let it again go to the end zone. Got it. Sharpe, touchdown!
Sharpe spent the first 10 years of his career with the Denver Broncos, where it became clear that his football prowess was closely rivaled by his gift of gab.
President, we need a National Guard. We need as many men as you can spare because we are killing the Patriots. If you leave now, you get a head start on traffic. Hey, it's going to be one of them days.
Sharpe was named first-team All-Pro 4 times during his first 10 seasons in Denver. He was also an integral part of both of the Broncos' Super Bowl championships.
Anything less than being here and being up on this platform was unacceptable. Yeah, we said it. Whatever they say, we said it.
In 2000, Sharpe went on to the Baltimore Ravens and was again a major part of a Super Bowl champion.
Every dog has its day. And since I'm a big dog, I've got 2 days.
Okay.
So now.
You just called yourself a dog?
Yeah, I'm a dog. Yeah, I'm a big dog, a big one. Don't worry about what I call myself. It's what I answer to. How impressed were you with the Giants? Is that what you asked?
That's what I asked you, yes.
I was very, very impressed with their defense. I told you, there's nothing like a plan that when you map out a strategy and it comes together. I told you what Dak was going to do. I told you this, Skip. I also told you, if I tell you grass will turn to cheese, start hustling crackers.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Old Tom Brady stopped by last night. What?
You picked the Patriots to win easily last night. You picked Aaron Rodgers to win easily at the Chargers, and your man LeBron James stunk it up at San Antonio, stunk it up. Went 0 for 6 from 3 and 5 of 10 from the free throw line, and really stunk it up in the fourth quarter last night.
Did we win? Yes or no? Let me help.
What are we doing?
Well, last night, Tom.
What is the point?
Okay, well, let me. I'm gonna tell you the point. Tom wanted to come in last night, so I had fresh ales, but I had them Oscar style. Ooh. Yeah, the thing was good. He said, "Give me all you got, Shay." Oh, Shay.
I'm so embarrassed for my brother. He's one of the top chefs in America. He's a 2-time James Beard Award winner and owns the restaurant in Chicago where Obama says it's his favorite. And I got to deal with Chef Shay on my show.
Yeah, I'm a beard.
Chef Shay.
I'm a 3-time beard winner.
Oh, really?
James Harden beard
you
winner.
Shaved your
20-year-old woman is speaking out, claiming she met the man at a Los Angeles gym in 2023. What began as a consensual fling, she says, spiraled into something far more sinister. According to the lawsuit, the woman accuses the celebrity, nearly 30 years her senior, of using his fame and power to manipulate and control her for months. She says he threatened to choke and slap her, even when she begged him to stop. Most disturbing of all, she claims he raped her in January, ignoring her pleas to say no. The accusations don't stop there. The woman says he secretly recorded their intimate moments and then shared those videos with friends and associates without her consent. Now, she's fighting back, filing a lawsuit seeking over $50 million in damages, citing emotional trauma, invasion of privacy, and extreme psychological abuse. This case is sending shockwaves through the industry, and it's far from over.
Let me just say this. Known for his flamboyant speech in his civil filings, and in this one doesn't appear to be any exception because it begins, a woman can say yes to consensual sexual relations with a man 99 times, but when she says no, even once, that no means no. Defendant Shannon Sharpe, a man who's accustomed to getting what he wants, completely fails to understand this basic concept. After many months of manipulating and controlling plaintiff, a woman more than 30 years younger than he, and repeatedly threatening to brutally choke and violently slap her, Sharpe refused to accept the answer no and raped plaintiff, despite her sobbing and repeated screams of no. According to the complaint, Jane Doe worked out at this same gym as Shannon Sharpe in Los Angeles, and she was 19 at the time. This is what she claims. And she claims that he had been watching her during her workouts and finally introduced himself, insisting that she give him her number. This relationship between Sharpe and Jane Doe, again, more than 30 years his junior, was consensual, but it was rocky. She said he'd insisted they were exclusive, but then was caught multiple times lying about his whereabouts and who he was seeing. According to the filing, quote, by October 2024, Sharpe's behavior had grown progressively worse beyond anything plaintiff had experienced with him before. At this point, he was insistent upon recording their sexual activities, sometimes without her knowledge. Sharpe was also sharing the videos with others without her permission or knowledge. Sharpe would repeatedly tell Doe that he wanted to do to her things that would make no other man want her. By this point, Sharpe was no longer able to credibly maintain the relationship was exclusive. He had at this point accidentally or purposely, to advance his career, went live on Instagram while having sex with another woman. Sharpe flew into fits of anger when plaintiff noted his infidelity to the relationship or called him out about his extraneous activities. What had once become manipulation, control, and intimidation now became something far more dangerous and sinister. Sharpe even figured out how to get into Doe's apartment complex without her permission. Sharpe made it clear that what Doe wanted was of no moment, that Sharpe would get what he wanted when he wanted it. In October 2024, Shannon Sharpe violently sexually assaulted and anally raped plaintiff 2 different times in Las Vegas, Nevada, blatantly ignoring her request for him to stop. He did it again in January. Remember when I said this was a $50 million lawsuit? So I want to read you what she's suing for. General damages in the sum of excess of $10 million, special damages in the sum of excess $10 million, punitive damages $20 million, statutory penalties, $10 million. How do that feels like a lot of money. I mean, now that you also wonder, how do you put a price on if this really did happen? How do you put a price on sexual assault? But at the same time, $50 million for general, special, punitive, statutory penalties. Talk to us about what those mean and whether or not those would be appropriate in a situation like this.
Yeah, so the general damages are going to be her emotional distress damages. So what's the general impact to her now and kind of for the years to come as a result of going through this? If this happened, and I want to underscore, we don't know if this happened, but if this happened, $10 million does not seem to me like an excessive amount of emotional distress damages. I mean, this is something that would stay with somebody for the rest of their life and be a significant struggle at various points in their life.
Sharpe responds to shocking allegations. This is a shakedown. In an explosive turn of events, Sharpe has responded instantly and directly to the shocking accusations. He calls it a shakedown and is defending himself aggressively. In a video posted online, Sharpe made it clear he's ready to be open and transparent. I'm going to defend myself because this isn't right, he said, but the drama doesn't stop there. Sharpe has warned that a sex tape clip might surface, but he claims it will be nothing more than a 30-second edit aimed to manipulate the public. If you've got 10 minutes of footage, he challenged, release the whole thing. I don't have it. If I did, I'd show it myself. Sharpe is doubling down on his innocence, calling the lawsuit fraudulent and threatening to sue for defamation. He denies every charge, insisting the truth will come out soon. To further back his claims, Sharpe posted explicit text messages showing that the woman consented. He also revealed that he had offered $10 million before she filed the lawsuit. Sharpe insists their relationship was mutual and consensual, and he's ready to fight for the truth. The battle is just beginning. But who will come out on top?
Shannon Sharpe firing back at an ex who says she was raped by the Hall of Fame tight end several times at the end of last year and the beginning of 2025. In the 13-page complaint obtained by ET, she also claims he threatened to kill her, beat her up, and recorded their sexual encounters without her consent. The alleged victim admits to being more than 30 years younger than the 56-year-old star and says she met him at an LA gym in 2023 when she was just 20. She filed under the pseudonym Jane Doe, but in this scathing denial, Sharpe's legal team calls her out by name. We won't repeat it, but they're dubbing the suit a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. And they released a series of explicit text messages that they say prove this was a consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, sexual language, and fantasy scenarios.
Lanny J. Davis released a statement characterizing the civil suit as, quote, a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. Sharpe has released copies of the text messages to his social media. Due to their very explicit nature, my producers were kind enough to censor specific words, okay? So let's get into it. Davis claims the litigation has been orchestrated by her attorney, Tony Busby. Now, I'm going to read some of it, and the quote is the quote. One quote says, I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're me. There's another one. Now, that one was October 7th, 2023. Here's another one, more recent. Quote, I know you miss this big, juicy, $25,000 for each cheek.
But the most important, and I was surprised when I first heard this. I thought Lanny Davis misspoke. Fairly early in the conference call, he mentioned that Shannon Sharpe, during efforts to settle the case before the lawsuit was filed, offered tens of millions of dollars to the plaintiff. And he used that phrase several times, tens of millions of dollars. And I, along with other people who were on the call, asked questions. The way it worked was you typed your question in. You didn't actually verbally express the question. So you type the question, you send it, and you wait for them to answer it. Multiple people who were on that call asked the question of, is it tens of millions or is it 10 million? What's the number specifically? So eventually, after saying tens of millions several times, Lanny Davis said that Shannon Sharpe offered at least $10 million to settle the case. Now, I practiced law for 18 years. I was stunned by that because, and look, I know that within the confines of litigation, when you settle a case and you write the check and it goes away, part of the release agreement that you get from the plaintiff has language making it clear that we deny everything and the payment of money should never be regarded as proof of liability or admission of responsibility.
Tony Busby speaks out, a legal battle like no other. Meanwhile, Tony Busby, the woman's lawyer, has stepped into the spotlight. Known for taking on high-profile cases, Busby has represented clients in lawsuits against the likes of Jay-Z and Deshaun Watson. But this time, the stakes are even higher. He claims to have vital evidence, a videotape that could be the key to the case. But he's keeping it locked away. For now. It stays in court, Busby said, making it clear he has no intention of releasing the tape at this moment. The world is waiting. People want to see the proof. They want to see who's telling the truth and who's lying. Through it all, one powerful line from Katt keeps echoing in the background. It feels like a warning, maybe even a prophecy. Katt said, it so casually, yet those words landed hard. It's not murder. It's career death, reputation destroyed. Everything can change in a heartbeat. The pressure is mounting and the world is watching. What's next?
To go after Shannon Sharpe, if you're Tony Busby, after what just happened with Jay-Z. Remember, he filed that lawsuit on behalf of a Jane Doe, a woman who claimed that she was 13 years old back in 2000 and was sexually assaulted by Jay-Z. That lawsuit was dropped, and it came after serious questions of her story and credibility surfaced, both by reporting by NBC News and evidence that was presented by Jay-Z's side. Jay-Z ended up suing this woman, suing Tony Busby as well. So now to go after Shannon Sharpe, another high-profile figure, does that tell you that he feels he has the evidence in this case?
Well, Mr. Busby is a pretty bold mover in this space. I mean, he seems to not be, shy about his decision making. So it could mean that he's got the goods in this particular case, or it could just be, kind of par for the course. And this is how he, handles his high profile cases.
4 o'clock, the high-profile attorney suing Texan star Deshaun Watson says he is now representing 12 women. Tony Busby has filed 7 lawsuits accusing the Texans star quarterback of sexual assault or misconduct. A warning, details from the lawsuits are graphic. Adam Bennett is live in downtown Houston, where Busby just spoke to reporters for the first time since filing those cases. All right, Adam, Busby saying he plans to file 5 more lawsuits?
That's right, Sherman. And he says he's spoken with more than 10 additional women. So that brings the total to more than 22 women that Busby says he has spoken with, who he says are alleging similar things to what is currently in those lawsuits right now. Now, this afternoon, Tony Busby says he has vetted these cases carefully. All 7 lawsuits filed so far are from women who work in wellness or massage services. They all accuse Watson of exposing himself and inappropriate touching during a session.
And Tony Busby said that him and his client, they have an actual tape. They have footage of him, meaning Shannon Sharpe, and the Jane Doe in this situation. And that situation, according to Jane Doe, depicts what she is suing Shannon Sharpe for. So she's saying in this particular tape, everything she's accusing Shannon Sharpe of, it will be proven with said videotape. Now listen, guys, I personally am not interested in seeing this video. And Shannon Sharpe, when he came out and said that Jane Doe and her lawyer was trying to shake him down for money, he told them to release the video. But Tony Busby recently came out and said, I'm not releasing the video.